Hi, Odoo people.
Hi, people from the internet. Today we are going to present you the live support with myself, Richard.
And myself, Fred. So it's extremely simple. Whoever you are, whether you are a beginner, someone who's discovering Odoo for the first time, or even an experienced user, a partner of Odoo, you might have some question about the solution. We are here to help from the Odoo Live studio. So it's super simple. You connect to this video. You use the chatter to communicate with us, and we'll take the questions as they come, and we'll try to answer live with a demo.
So,
Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds.
You're ready
really
to
good
we
for
go.
them, yeah.
You're gonna see, Richard. It's super exciting. We've got people from all over the world, in lots of countries, because Odoo is has a big community, the biggest actually open source community for business software. We are really proud of it. And yes, let's see who is connecting now. There are already a lot of people with us. And I'm sure that the questions are about to pour in.
Okay. So what can I see here from Tasmin Zraga? How can I see the dues of each partner? So in prepare. So Fred, what do you think about this one?
So I think this is extremely simple. Like actually, I also forgot to explain that we have a bumper for easy questions. So yeah, it's not against you. I mean, we are really excited about easy questions, but just to have a bit of fun. Yes, we have this bumper for easy questions, and that was an easy question because you've got the due situation of every single customer straight from their contact form. So if we go to maybe we can take a demo database on Runbot, maybe with demo data, so that we can show that live. Okay, now you see Richard's screen.
Okay, so let's
go. Just a few seconds to log in, and we'll start answering your questions. So hi everybody. Yes, we have Yassir, Tasnim, Hamed as well. Yeah, a lot of people joining us now. So yeah.
Wrong DB. Oh, that's it now. Come on.
So feel free to ask your questions. Any questions you might have about the solution, whatever the kind of business you are dealing with, we'll take all the questions. We'll pick all the questions as they come, and try to answer it best with a live demo. So it might be about anything: CRM, point of sale, inventory, manufacturing, even complicated topics. As you might know, at Odoo we are expert in everything, so we are not afraid of anything. So let's have a customer for whom we already have bills, and basically you should have a button, a statistic button. Up there with all the due invoice, in case of due invoices, of course. So let's, to demonstrate that, let's create an invoice for a customer with a due date in the past.
Okay, so let's take maybe...
Yeah, you can start from an order.
Yeah, okay.
So you might know that in Odoo all the apps are integrated with each other. They are independent, so they can work in a standalone fashion, but as you connect them together, they interact with each other in order to considerably increase your productivity. So it's so the solutions where you had to encode the same data a couple of times in the system is definitely over with Odoo. Because in Odoo, from initial contact information, you can end up to the invoice and to accounting data for your books. just in a few clicks. So you can forget the multiple encodings of your customers, of your orders. No, that's definitely over with Odoo. We do something way better thanks to the integration.
Okay, so just create the sale order.
Okay, this is sales order. Let's then generate the invoice.
Okay, let's
so you've
create
got
it.
a button to create the invoice in one click.
Okay, why? Oh, so
And this invoice will pull up all the informations of the order, so that it's
invoice line.
super convenient for the accountant to validate and send out an invoice.
Just saying that there's not invoice line. So let me see.
Okay, so
one-
you likely have to deliver this product
Yeah, sure.
first. There are a couple
ready
of
here.
invoicing policies that you can apply into the solution. So either validate
Yes, I did it here.
the delivery
Let me
order.
see. Okay, that's fine. I have to do one of them. I guess it's been modified so far. And this one here.
So in this case, we see the integration in between the sales application, the inventory to deliver and send out, to ship out all the products,
Okay.
and the invoicing. The invoicing in this case will start as soon as all the delivery has been completed.
Okay, so here we have.
I guess we are ready to invoice.
Yes. So maybe I'll validate it. Maybe
No,
for
no.
the- I'm
So
just-
let's change the due date.
okay. Let me see. The due date is here. You said to the past. I can edit it
No,
here.
you have to change
Yeah.
the
Info. Let's see.
the invoice date. You change the invoice date. The due
and
date
then
will be based on it.
let's say today.
No, it's
And
the past.
in the past for this one. So let's say
To
here.
have a due invoice,
Okay, to invoice here.
remove the payment terms.
Okay.
If you remove the payment terms, the due date will be exactly the same than the invoice date.
Okay, so I can save it like this. Are we okay like this?
No. You have to change the invoice date one more time.
Okay, emote it so invoice date here.
Yeah, invoice date.
Yes. So it's not answering here. Okay. Let's say it is this one.
No, it's still the same.
Oh shit.
Take the one.
Okay. Here.
If you save it now, okay, the due date changes the
Yeah,
due
it's
date.
okay, okay. So let's save it now. Okay.
No, that's
No, it's not taking.
it's not good. Change the due date.
Okay. To
But you can remove
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that at the validation, it should be the invoice date.
Okay.
Validate.
Yep.
As you can see now, the due
Yeah.
date is equal to the invoice date.
Mhm.
Now, clicking this customer
Okay, now
to open up the contact form,
Mhm.
yeah, you will see here
You
a
do.
button
Here.
with the due amount of this customer. You can click it,
Okay.
and this gives you a report you can print out or even send by email to your customer with the list of all the due invoices.
Okay. Nice.
So I guess it should answer your question.
Thank you, Fred.
And we can, take a look at the next question.
Let me see.
Let's go up a bit.
Yes.
Okay. Next question from Yassir Eladi. Hello. So hi. Any cost of hosting data for Odoo Online? No. The price you've got for Odoo Online is regardless of the amount of data you have in the database. So you might have lots of gigabytes taken for your data. You won't pay more for that. And so what you pay for Odoo is what you see in the pricing page. Let's go to let's take a look to the Odoo pricing.
So let's go to the price.
So going to odoo.com/pricing, you'll see the pricing of Odoo, and you'll see that compared to the leading software, we are much cheaper than them. So you see all the prices there, and so selecting a few apps will give you the price you'll pay, including the online hosting, regardless of the amount of data you have you store in your database. One important thing to mention: the first application is entirely free. You don't have to pay anything for just starting with Odoo with when it comes to one application. So let's assume I'd like to launch a new e-commerce for my store. Well, it's free. The only thing you have to pay is the domain name. Actually, it's not in Odoo, it's in a separate platform, but it's entirely free. You've got your e-commerce solution for free, and we are the only software in the world doing that, and we are really proud of it. We are generous.
I assume that you can have as many users as you want for free.
Yes, and you may, it's for as many users as you want. Even with hundreds of users, it will be free, and I really like it.
Okay, sure.
So I hope it answers your question, Yassir. For any other questions about the pricing, come back to us.
Yes, we'll make sure that you get an answer.
So, Richard, let's take a look at the next question we have.
Okay.
That's actually my mouse. It's not
your mouse.
the one of
Going down, let me see.
Cyprian, I think. I'm the founder of the company. I lend money to the company. How to register? So I'm the founder. I lend money to the company. How to register that money? Well, I think the initial funds of the company can be recorded in the accounting through a simple journal entry. So going to the accounting module,
Let me see.
you
Here?
yeah,
Okay.
you can actually enter the starting amount of your chart of account, and this is something you have with the configuration steps. We have introduced in Odoo 11. It's a brand new features to help beginners and new accountants starting with the solution. Just following these steps will give you a solution that is ready to use for all the accounting aspects. And in those steps, you've got the initial balances. And in the initial, I think it's the last step.
Yes.
And within this model, you will set the initial balance, debit or credit, of all the accounts of your chart of accounts, and that's pretty much it. So the solution here, to answer your question, Cyprian, the solution will give you the tool to
start your company.
To start the company and configure the accounting properly.
Okay, nice.
So taking up all the balances from your previous accounting software.
So let's see. Here, how much Odoo is integrated with Google or G Suite?
Okay, so next question from Yassir about the integration with Google. I think Richard, I don't know what you think, but I think we've got many integrations with Google. What can we say about it? At first, we've got the calendar. We've got the integration with Google Calendar. That is pretty much excited. Yes, as you can see at the far right of the screen, you've got a button to synchronize your Odoo calendar with your Google Calendar. That's one thing that we have. On top of that, we also have integrations to log into Odoo. You can actually use your Google credentials to log into Odoo, so that the people in your company don't need several accounts and don't have to remember all the passwords and stuff. So we have online authentication system compatible with Google. We also have an integration with Google Drive, with the Google Drive documents, so the online documents you can store in Google Drive. You can generate them from your database on specific objects. For instance, you can have maintenance sheets that you design in Google Spreadsheet. You can generate such spreadsheets from a template for all your tasks that you have in Odoo in the project management. I think we should go to the general settings.
Okay. Let me see.
The general settings where all the integration options with Google are displayed.
Okay. You go into the inbox. So we're gonna have all the
that
options.
won't be necessary in
but
that case, but let's go to the general settings.
Yes.
Right. And over there, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find all the integrations. So as I said, we have the Google Calendar, Google Drive, Google Spreadsheet, which is a kind of an advanced feature to analyze your Odoo data from a Google Spreadsheet. So you can actually pull all the data from a spreadsheet with expressions and formulas written in Python.
Yes.
Of course, we have a full tutorial on that. It's a bit advanced, but it's super powerful because you've got all the power of a spreadsheet combined with the database of a full ERP and CRM solution like Odoo. So that tool is super powerful, dedicated to advanced users because you need some knowledge, a bit of knowledge, technical knowledge about Python. It's not that complicated, of course. Know how to configure the filters, things like that. It's not really about coding. It's just a bit about writing simple expressions. But that's super cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. And on top of that, we have OAuth authentication.
Yes.
So it's already a lot of things.
A lot of things.
So I hope it answers your question, Yassir. Yeah.
So let's see here. We have a question from Samuel Muro. He's saying, how can one configure payroll such that takes overtime allowance? So 1.5 hourly rates and 2.0 hourly rates.
Actually, payroll is more than an application. It's an engine. It's an engine you have to set up for your own country, and the way to set it up, to set up the payroll rules that will give you the final salary of your employees is done through Python expressions. It's a bit more technical. We won't deal with that in that session because we considered this as to be too technical. So I invite you to check this out in our documentation or in our community forum because I know there are a lot of topics and Odoo community members dealing with those aspects, and they are really active on our community forum. So I invite you to take a look at that there, because it's a bit advanced for this kind of sessions. But basically, here to answer very quickly, just about for the other watchers to understand, it's about creating rules for every single line of your payslip, and those rules must be set up in Python according to the rules in every single country.
So let's see. This one question from Yassir Eladi is asking how much Odoo support local languages such as Arabic.
So let's take a look at all the languages suggested by Odoo. So you're gonna see that it's really impressive, the number of languages that we do support, and yes, we'll find them in the settings. So here is accurate list of all the languages covered by Odoo. Of course, Arabic is one of those languages, and the translations is actually also open to the community. So let's imagine one of the languages is not 100% completed. Well, every member of the Odoo community can give some help on a platform called Transifex. On Transifex, and you've got the link from the Odoo website. If you go to the bottom of our website, you will find information about how we translate Odoo and how you can contribute to it in Transifex. It's a super intuitive platform where any member of the community can help translating. And we update translations like every week. So if you create new translations right now, next week it will be in the software.
I think you can also see the average percentage of translation that we have already done.
Yeah, so on Transifex you will see the average percentage of, and you'll see how far we are in the translation for one language. But yeah, of course Arabic is there, and I'm pretty sure it's almost 100% translated.
So let's have a look at the question.
Okay, the
So-
questions. Actually, we need to catch up because the next question we are going to deal with is from Ahmed El Atawi. It's from 10 minutes ago. So in order to
So let's
to
see.
follow the questions
So
better, we'll try to catch up.
Okay, if I have product, I make sell order for 54 quantity sold. So I need to make initial balance for 65 as opening balance. And it says I have product, I make sell order. Let me see. Order for 54 quantities. So I need. So let's say, yeah, this was maybe twice the same. Yeah, I just made it in one sentence, I think so. So let's see. What you
So
think
I guess
about
by
this one?
initial
Yeah.
balance,
Yes.
Ahmed, you are
What you
talking
mean?
about down payments that the customer might have paid. Well, actually, the quantities you deliver and you bill are manageable through the sales order. So going to a sales order,
Okay.
you can actually
One, yes.
have an accurate follow-up on what has been delivered and what has been invoiced yet.
Okay, here. It's,
For instance, here you've got an example with one product
yeah, we've got
on
one
which
here.
you've got an ordered quantity of one. It's a very simple case.
Okay.
And you also see the delivered quantity and the invoice quantities. The delivered quantities will actually come from the picking operations, the so-called delivery order, to ship out the products to the customer. So as soon as the delivery is completed, you will see the quantity updated here. And it works exactly the same way when it comes to the invoice. So it's super easy for the salesman to figure out where we at in the process. Yes, in this case, I guess your sales order should have an initial quantity of 65, and the first invoice should be done for a quantity of 54.
So 65.
So let's record a sales order for 65. Yes,
Okay, let's do that.
yes. Let's make sure the invoicing policy is based on the ordered quantities.
and
Otherwise, we'll have to deal with the delivery, and I'd like to skip this operation. No, you can do it quickly on the product itself.
Okay.
Click the product, click the line.
Okay. Let's see.
You can open up the product.
Okay, in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get this.
So it opens up in the back end. Right.
Okay, so
Under invoicing.
let me see, and we are delivered quantity. In
Yeah,
here.
let's change this to ordered
Ordered
quantity.
quantity.
So this is what I was explaining beforehand. You've got two different ways of managing invoices on your product, either based on the ordered quantities, the quantities you have in the sales order. That's basically suitable for all the things people need to pay before the delivery. Okay, might be for both stockable and services.
So we know
Okay,
we've
let's
changed it. Yeah, we've
Have
changed
the
it.
quantity of 65.
Yes.
Then you save.
Let's save. Okay.
You
I'm
save
not
and
yet.
create the invoice.
Okay. Let's save and let's create it. So in this case.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the invoice, we'll change the quantity to 54.
So let's see here. Let me see quantity and
So
different.
click the line
Yep.
and change the quantity. Change the quantity to
It was
54.
54.
For instance.
Yes.
Yeah, to keep the same example that you are providing, Ahmed. Right.
Save.
Then you validate. Good.
Okay.
Now let's go back to the sales order using the breadcrumb. You see, you've got a breadcrumbs for an easy navigation. You don't have to play with the menus and stuff.
You can
And
see that
yeah,
here.
as you can see, you've got from the sales order perfect a perfect overview on what's going on. With 65 quantities ordered initially, you have already invoiced 54.
54, yes.
And so now when creating the balance invoice, you have an invoice for the. So here is the second invoice that is still in draft. So it's the first one in the list. Let's click it to see what happens here. Yeah, you see directly the balance showing up. So the system is smart and knows exactly what it has to invoice. So I hope it answers your question, Hamed. Of course, you can. Here we have done that really simply by having a sales order and an invoice. But in between, you could also have a delivery order with the same kind of situation where you can play with partial deliveries, etc. Okay, good. Let's try to catch up.
So we have another question from Ponazin. He's saying how to change the email message emit to the customer who are default in English. Am I right to say that normally Odoo will send the message in the language set on the customer?
You got it right. You got it right. Actually, what you have to do when starting with Odoo is installing the languages of your customer. So you might use Odoo in English. If your customers speak Spanish, you should install the Spanish from the settings. Then what you have to do is setting this foreign language into the customer form. So this is something we can show.
Just a second. So, okay. So let's go, for instance, for Azistec.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, within this form, under sales and purchases, I don't know. It's actually
you can see here that we have three different languages. Yeah.
You can pick up the language spoken by your customer, and all the documents, all the email templates that you will use for this customer will be translated. And let's have an example with the sales order, for instance.
Okay, so it's Azistec.
So here, I think you chose the Dutch?
Dutch, yes.
Okay, so we are dealing with a Dutch customer. Maybe we have some people watching from the Netherlands. Goedenamiddag iedereen. And welcome in deze live sessie.
So dat even kijken dus. Let me see, because I just changed it in Azistec. It's not coming here. It's because it's not, I think, registered as a customer.
Customer,
so, yeah.
It was like
it's vendor.
a vendor.
Customer. Yes, it's vendor. So let's add him as a customer too.
Right.
For sale. Let's create it. So let's go for Azistec. Okay. Let's, for instance, choose any product we are selling, like a computer case. It's okay. Save and close, and send, for instance, the email. What do you think?
Let's go for it.
Okay. So in this case here...
yeah, bad luck here. In this very case, it's not translated. Maybe because maybe it's a brand new template, not yet translated into Dutch.
I think so. Because normally, most of the time it is translated.
But normally, this if the translation already exists into Odoo, this message, this template will show up in the language of the customer, and that's basically a generic behavior that occurs throughout the entire software. And what? So let's have the example of a non-translated message. You can actually do it straight from the interface without digging to the technical side. So let's send the message again.
Okay, let's do that.
Yes, you can simply open up the template.
Just here.
Yes.
Okay.
And start translating it from here. And also you've got a button on the right side to see all the translations stored in the system. Okay. But actually you can already edit those translations from the previous screen.
Yes. Okay.
So for instance here you see the translation in French. Yeah. If we scroll down you will find translations in Dutch, and is it translated or not?
In this case,
right. No, it's not.
In this one, no.
Okay, but so one solution is to translate the English terms here or into the previous screen straight on, because this template shows up in the language of your customer. All right, let's move forward with next question. How to change the email message emit to the customer? Will default in what default in English? Okay, that was for the question of Panosani.
Yes.
Ahmed, I don't ask for counting, I ask for inventory. What was it about? Okay, as I said at the end of our answer, it works exactly the same. You sell something, you deliver partially, so you can change the quantities you deliver in the delivery order, and this will impact the invoicing. So you can have a test, but I'm sure you will figure this out on your own, because it's exactly the same thing, except that you change the quantities in the delivery order and not in the sales order. For any other issue with that, yeah, come back to us. We are here to help.
So let's see, P&L. So we have a Damika question. It's how to customize P&L report.
Question about accounting now. So let's turn to, the accounting
let me see.
taste of life.
So
maybe we have lots of accountants watching us today.
So
hello guys, welcome to Odoo.
So in this case, will you show us how to customize it? Or
yeah, so it's a bit technical. I'm not sure we'll deal with such question in this webinar, because we like our questions to be open to everyone and for everybody to understand what we are dealing with. Just in a few clicks to explain how the reports you've got here are working. So here under reporting in accounting, you'll see all the official documents, the official accounting documents for all the countries.
Yes.
So here is the case, for instance, for France. You see the balance sheet, the profit and loss. You've got the same for US. Here is a multi-companies environment with subsidiaries in France and United States. So here, as an administrator, I see the reports of all my companies. So here are all the official statements you have to provide to the fiscal administration. And the question is about how to customize this. So, for instance, how to customize such the balance sheet or the profit and loss statements. Basically, what you have to do is going to developer mode. Here is the case.
Yes. We're going to technical report. Yes. So let's scroll down in here. Okay.
So here in the settings, to turn to the technical mode where all the customization options and the technical settings are hidden.
So it's about reporting, isn't it?
Is there? I think it's straight from the accounting section.
Okay, you go from there. Okay, so let's go to accounting.
Okay, and under configuration, you will see there under the general account tags, it's a reporting something. We're gonna chat of account node, account tags.
No.
Do you see reports? Financial, yes.
Financial reports, yes.
And here are all the financial reports you can customize. So clicking the profit and loss, because your question was about profit and loss. You see here the different sections that are making this report. You've got the income and the expense, and you can start customizing it from here. You see actually all the parent section and the subsections, and clicking it will give you all the account tags used by the system to populate those reports. And you can simply customize it by adding new sections or by changing the code, changing the formulas. Everything can be edited right here in the technical mode. Okay.
Let's say it's a bit advanced.
It's a bit advanced. We won't modify anything here in this demo because it's more technical. It's dedicated to expert users and functional and technical consultants. But this is something you can do straight from the system. You don't have to dig in the code. No. You can do it from your database or the database of your customer.
Okay, so let's see another question.
Of course, if you have any specific example in mind, go to our you can go to a forum. I'm sure that Odoo experts will be happy to help you with the exact procedure to follow to customize it. Otherwise, of course, I'm talking about the community forum, but we do provide lots of services to help Odoo implementations. Can you tell us a bit more about it? Where, as a new customer, where can I see or what how Odoo can help me out with my project?
So basically, if you are brand new to Odoo and you say, yeah, I definitely need some help, what you can do first is definitely go to the documentation section first to make sure that you get all the general information about the application. And if you are like kind of stuck and you say, oh, I'd like to do something a bit more specific, you might like to drop a few lines on the help. So you go to odoo.com/help.
Yes.
You can send us a ticket, for instance. And if you are on the SaaS platform, you might say, oh, I'd like to do something more technical, a few advanced. And
Yes.
what we can offer is we have the success package also.
Okay.
So,
You've got a success pack.
yeah.
Okay.
So by
And how does it work?
So basically what you do is that you get in contact with our commercial department, and they will show you how SuccessPack works. So we can also show you on the website.
Can I also have a demo of, can I talk to someone explaining all the needs I have in my company and getting a demo? Is it something possible?
Yes,
Is it something
it's
that
definitely
Odoo
possible.
does?
Yes. Thing is that we are really open to any business, and when you talk to one of our advisors, they are trained to that, and they know basically how to help you. They will listen to you and provide you with as many help as you need. So just feel free to get in contact with them, and they can provide you with a free demo. It's very efficient. It doesn't take that much. They're really available whenever you want to. Just
Okay, that sounds cool, but I would like to do it. Where should I go to have a meeting?
So you can first get to the to our website, for instance.
Okay.
So let's say if you go on odoo.com,
I'm playing the customer,
Yeah,
but
sir.
you might be in such a situation. You like to talk about your business with one Odoo expert, and this is something we do have at Odoo. So we have experts, consultants that will listen to you and provide you with a free demo of your solution tailored for your business.
So basically, what you can do is you can reach us by using our contact form, for instance. So
Yes.
you might say, okay, I'm interested in Odoo. I'd like to have a demo. Just feel free and send us a message through this. Or you can also find all the information about our offices on this page. For
Is there
instance.
no a quick link to have meetings? So I think I've seen something on the official on your main page.
Okay.
Could you go back to your main
Sure.
page?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a tough customer. I'm playing
You can-
with
yeah.
you, Richard. Yes,
You can
you've
share
got.
the demo.
Okay, I was pretty sure I had seen something about it. So you've got a button to schedule a call and a free demo with one Odoo expert. They will listen to you. They will provide you with a demo tailored for your business, and starting from there, you will figure out whether or not Odoo is suitable for your company, and I'm sure it will.
So it's
Okay.
very easy. Yeah, it's definitely.
Ah.
And those people are really good and good at what they do. So feel free to get in touch with them, and they'll help you out. Okay? So
And so that's also to answer your question about the Damika's question about customizing profit and loss report. This is something we can do internally. So let's imagine the profit and loss you've got for your country is not perfectly suitable because it's a country not included in all the chart of accounts already provided by Odoo. And actually, we do provide chart of accounts for lots of countries, but not all the countries yet. We'll come to that one day. But in the meantime, we can offer you some customization services on demand. As you said, Richard, it's success packs that you'll find in our Odoo pricing on the website, where basically a business consultant will take your hand and make all the things needed to use Odoo in your company in the best fashion possible.
So basically, on this page, you can see that we have different
Good,
offers. So you'd like to just start, and you feel like you don't need that much help for to start your business. You say, okay, I'll go for a basic, and you see that it's about 2,170 euros. And if you feel like you really need more help, or you'd like to customize it more, you can go for a standard, a custom, or a pro package. So
Okay.
I think we have a large offer, and that you can find a perfect suit for you. What do you think?
That looks awesome. So I invite you guys to consult that, because we are more than a software. We are a community. We are a group of people that are all animated with the same goal. It's growing your business. It's real for the software. It's also real for all the people working at Odoo. So let's catch up with the questions now, because the time is moving out.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, for the sake of this presentation, we're gonna skip a few questions and start from the latest one posted in the chatter. In case we have skipped your question, just copy paste it in the discussion thread, and we'll come back to it. Let's start with Fabio's question. Fabio Thielen is asking,
So
can
you show where to change the name of files that Odoo is generating from documents? Because I noticed that some have multiple ones, and it's not always clear. So, what do you think about this?
Well, what kind of files are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think the most important files generated by the solution are, for instance, the sales orders or the invoices that a salesperson will send to their customers. So, yes, we can take a look at that in a sales order. Let's send a sales order.
Okay, let's go to the run button. Okay. Oops, let me see. Okay. And let's go to the right.
So the run bot is just the system we use to test Odoo internally. It's also the platform used by our developers to test their code. But yeah, here in this session we are only using that for to demonstrate Odoo with demo data.
Okay, so you said we are going to.
But actually, on your side, you can test the solution from demo.odoo.com.
Okay, so you said we are going from sales.
Yeah, let's have a sales order.
Okay.
And let's see how we can update and change the sequencing or the name pattern of the generated documents when sending the sales order by email, for instance.
So let's say we send by email here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this should be so. Here is what Fabio is likely. So I'm assuming here talking about is the sequencing of those sales orders. Let's take a look at this under advanced settings.
Okay.
I think yes, you've got. So it's the sequencing is based on two things. You've got the real documents and the sequencing based on the record reference in the system, and also the way it shows up to the customer in the email you send to them. Here is the report file name. So here is the first place where you can edit it. So it's the name pattern for the PDF report you send by email. That's the first thing. When it comes to the sequence, this is something different and something we can edit from the general settings.
Okay, so
it's a bit advanced. We'll try to get to easier questions afterwards for everybody watching us today to better understand.
Okay.
This will be in the developer mode. So
Okay.
let's switch to developer mode.
Let's go to debug.
Yes. So let's change the sequencing and the name pattern for the sales orders, for instance.
Okay.
So going to technical.
So we're going to
Technical,
yes.
you'll find the reports if you scroll down a bit.
So reporting. Let me see.
Yeah, let's maybe reporting.
Here. Okay.
Oh no, it's not there.
Oh, sorry.
My bad. It's in the sequences.
So let me see sequence here. Is sequence in
sequences.
here? Okay. So
Let's type the sales order.
okay. Let's see. Oh no.
Let's
Meta
sales,
type. Yeah,
sales.
maybe it's just sales.
All right.
Okay.
Here is the sales order, and yeah, here is the screen to change it. So you don't like the SO for sales order, put at the beginning of the sales order reference. You can change it to sales, for instance.
Okay.
You can also change the next number in order to fit your context and keep the sequence you were using in another software. That's
Let's say you can call it
how
like.
it works. That can
Okay.
be. So
Like-
that's the
like
next step.
No,
It's just a number. It's
just a number. So maybe like adding a 0 or something like that. You can edit it.
No, because actually the 0 will be put by the
yeah.
sequence size. So if you put a sequence size of 5,
Yeah.
you'll get
okay.
2 zeros
Okay.
before the next number.
Okay. So in this case, we can leave it like this. So
Yeah, we can
Okay.
keep it like this. So that's
So
the
we
way
save.
to do it, and you can do it for every single document generated by the solution. Okay, let's move. So I hope it answers your question, Fabio. We turn now to the next question from Terenas 911. Can you show how to delete or remove fixed assets that have been posted? Well, for legal reasons, you cannot delete posted entries. So you can modify the fixed assets for when it comes to the next entries, for the next entries to be different than the previous ones, but you cannot delete a fixed asset already posted because you've got some accounting entries already generated, and by law it's actually absolutely forbidden to
modify this,
remove and delete posted accounting entries.
you could force.
So what you should do here is closing the fixed asset and create a new one. We can quickly go through that in the accounting. It's still a tough question. I'd like to push my bumper for easy questions because we've got lots of tough questions for a few minutes.
So
Under advisor.
so in this case, so
Under menu item advisor.
so let me see.
Advisor.
Sorry.
You'll find the the assets under
Okay,
management.
just here.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can create. So for those who don't know anything in accounting, the fixed assets, well, the assets here are just to generate accounting revenue entries in your accounting in an automatic fashion, in a recurring fashion, automatically. So that's pretty suitable for plans, for annual plans that you like to record in your accounting on a monthly basis. So you got the annual amount at 1st of January, let's say, and you like to recognize this amount in your accounting on a monthly basis. Every month, and that's the way to do it using the fixed assets.
So
Basically, when quickly configuring this, so let's type the laptop, for instance.
okay.
Laptop category, you can select. You can
create
create
it.
one.
Okay. Let's say it's gonna call it device, for instance.
Yeah, there are a lot of fields actually to set up. Okay, let's take a random values for all the mandatory fields.
Okay.
Journal, assets. The first that shows up.
Okay.
So we are not here for accounting classes. Richard, don't worry. They know exactly which account they have to put there. It will of course
So in this case,
be obvious to accountants.
So
let's save.
let's save it. Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's have a gross value to record in the assets of your
Let's
books.
say, for instance,
All right.
100, yes.
You can save it.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
And so here is the depreciation plan, the depreciation board. Well, here it's not really depreciation because depreciation is more for expenses. Here it's for kind of a revenue to record in the accounting. But it's basically the assets plan with all the accounting, the scheduled accounting entries. And what Terenas would like to do is, once this confirmed, let's post it. So basically, the system will automatically post them as we are reaching the scheduled dates. But let's press the button to post it. Yeah, you press it.
Okay.
You need to press the
red button.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is like it's in post in this case.
All right. And actually, what you have to do to modify this is clicking modify.
Okay.
And here is the things you can change. If you want to completely change it, you should actually press Cell in order to stop the assets mechanism, and therefore you should create a new asset with the balance still to record in your revenue. Okay. And it works exactly the same when it comes to how's it called again? Could you get back to the advisor menu?
So it's here.
When it
say here.
No, I was wrong because I was talking of revenues, but no, the assets is an expense. Sorry, or I hope we don't have too many accountants in the room otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna be ashamed. No, that's the asset is the expense. So you buy a car and you like to recognize this expense in your books on a step-by-step basis. But when it comes to the revenues and the plans I was talking about, it's actually the deferred revenues that you have to use in this menu. But both are exactly working on the same way. Yes. Okay, I hope it answers your question. Let's turn to the next one. Ahmed, make sales order. Okay, still Ahmed coming with this question with quantities to manage. So let's have a quick look at the new question. Make sales order for 54 quantity. Then I need to add opening balance by as initial balance in inventory adjustment. It sounds a bit complicated because I don't really understand what you mean by opening balance.
What you can do, Ahmed, if you have any, I would say, more peculiar question is, as previously said, you can go to odoo.com/help.
Yes, I think it's a good time to explain how the support is working, because we have an amazing support team here at Odoo, answering all the questions, all the requests you might have, functional, technical as well, in a very quick fashion.
Yes. So let's say that, for instance, I have a question, I don't know precisely how to answer it. I would say, okay, I go to Odoo and I drop them a few words. I'd like to be helped. So I go to the help form, and from here, I can decide to first encode my name and your email. If you want someone else to be added to the conversation, to be able to follow the tickets, you can have here the address. For instance, let's say you've got a friend who's likely to follow this ticket. You say, okay, I'll add him to this ticket. That's the same for the sake of this example, but just for fun. You can also decide and show if you are using Odoo SaaS, for instance, so you can choose the first option. If you are a company using enterprise version, you'll make sure that you click on the enterprise, so the information just below will be a bit different. And if you are in community and you still feel like asking a question, most of the time what we do is that we offer you the possibility to check on our forum and search for maybe a bit more help online. But basically, let's say, go forward for this example, I'd like to be helped because I have a question related to inventory or, for instance, MRP. I'll provide with my name, my database name, and I say that I have a question to configure in Odoo, for instance, here. So I'll check and I'll pick this option. And just to make sure that my question is clear, what I do is that I make sure that I describe it here. and then I have different steps. So let's say that what I've been doing is that I've been trying to configure my inventory, and I say, okay, I don't know why I have this issue, this message. So what I will do is I will get there and say I did this step and this step, and there was that problem that
So for you to, in order to easily reproduce what
exactly that's it.
The issue described.
And in the second step, what you say is that what you've seen, if you had a message on the screen that you didn't get, you just add this information just right here. And what you can do is also say, okay, I did that, and I would like the program to do that. And this is what I was expecting, and it didn't happen. So what can you guys do for me? So you can just write it here. And if you feel like a picture would worth 1,000 words, you can also pick a file from here and add it to the ticket. And
that
then
is actually expected to
sure. And then you can send it. This is quite easy and obvious for most people, I think. But feel free if you have more technical or more specific question to go for this.
So the more details you provide, the better.
Yes.
Because it means that our support representative will be able to to tackle the issue quickly.
Definitely, yes.
All right. So personally, I don't really get the Ahmed's question. So Ahmed, I invite you to send your question to our support, explaining your case. Step by step, because here I struggle to understand. Yeah, you are playing with modification. You are dealing with modifications in the flow, but I don't exactly get what's going on. Okay, let's turn to the next question from Sergio Alvarez Fallardo. Buenas tardes, Sergio. Good afternoon. When I receive a return from a customer, we are going to deal with inventory. I feel it. I don't know why. So okay, we're gonna
use this.
So wait a bit before pressing the button. Then I must decide if that product goes back to stock or if it goes to waste. Where can I store that product in that time interval? Actually, you can. Let's do that. Let's do it live. Let's take a delivery order. Okay. Here, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah, that we should process.
Okay.
Let's have the first one, for instance.
Yeah, this one, for instance. Okay. So
you validate.
Okay, validate.
So we process it and then we decide to return.
Okay. Then here.
Yeah, you've got a button to return. You also have a button to scrap. The scrap will actually push all your products to a kind of intermediate location, not taken into account for your stock, but at least from the scrap location you can still reuse it afterwards into your processes. So actually, yeah, the choice is here, Sergio. You've got either to click return or scrap. But anything is lost. Nothing is lost. It goes to different locations. If you press return, you'll have. Let's press return.
Okay.
Here, the system will ask you about the destination location, and
we have here the parent location, the original, and the return location.
So you can actually put, in case of returns, you can put the return location. You can also automate this from the settings. You can change the default values suggested there in the configuration of your picking operations.
Return, let's say.
Yeah, for instance, the return. You press return, and that's it. All right. Okay. You can. One or other option is to move the products back to the stock, straight on.
Okay.
Yeah. On the other side, you've got the scrap button to move the products to a specific scrap location, and from there you'll still be able to move them afterwards, after repair, after anything. So it's easy. I think we can push the button. That was an easy question, I think. Just choosing the right button in the delivery order. Okay. I hope it answers your question, Sergio.
I think so.
All right. Yeah, Ahmed is not understanding why this question is hard, because actually it's slightly clear in your mind, but it's here for us. it's not well. Actually, we try to pick obvious questions that we can
Answer quite
deal
straight
with
away, yeah.
straight on. We are not here to think about it 10 minutes. We are live. That's actually for the counts of the live.
Yes, and
We have to be quick.
And like I said previously, you can always send a message.
Yeah,
We'll take
we've
care
got
of
the
it.
support ticket, and I'm sure that by the end of the day, you'll get an answer to that question. I mean,
Okay, so let's see. Let's pick another question.
Bart, I think.
Bart
Stelder.
Yeah. So he says, "Hi guys, in version V10, all incoming mails were shown in the general box. In Odoo V11, I cannot find the inbox. So, what do you think, Greg?
The inbox is still there. It's just under discuss. So if you click discuss, in previous version, it's right more that you were directly landing in the inbox. In version 11, it's no longer the case because we have introduced new mechanisms to manage the priorities to deal with on a daily basis. For instance, in Odoo 11, you've got the activities. So clicking the buttons here, you've got all the activities scheduled on any record of the database. Might be on sales orders, on leads, on opportunities, on projects, on invoices. So send reminders to the customers, on the partners, on the products. You can do it on every single record of the system. That tool is really amazing.
It's easier for everyone.
Yes, and that's actually another way, a new way to manage priorities in your daily activities. So it's actually going way further than a simple messaging. Of course, you still have the inbox. The inbox is a great tool to see what's going on, but it's just that you have to press discuss. It's still there. You still receive your emails there exactly as it was before.
Okay. So
the activities. I think it's a good question to introduce a bit to the new concept of activities, because it's very likely that most of our watchers today don't know anything about activities, and I think we should spend 2 or 3 minutes introducing that concept, because it might help a lot of people. I'm sure of it. The best, if I had to demonstrate this, I would do it. I don't know what you think about it, Richard, but I would do it on opportunities.
So yes, here I've got different opportunities. I've got 6 that are late and 3 that are supposed to be dealt with today. So what I do is that I go, for instance, to my late opportunities, because I'd like to make sure that I've dealt with.
Basically, the ones I should manage in priority.
Yes, for instance. So let's say that this one was qualified, and I want to take it further, and I can just in just a second see that this one is to be dealt with. So what I do is that I can get all the information without pressing. I can see that my lead is here, my opportunity is here, so I can quickly grab my customer's information and make sure that he received a call or received a pricing in this case for the services. And from there, if I manage my customers and provide him with the right product, I can easily move it to one, for instance, and I can see the money that I will be doing with his customers. It's great.
Okay. That's the way you manage your opportunities pipeline, your prospection funnel, let's say. All right. And how can I record new activities? Okay, I just got a call. I need to write down a new quotation. What should I do? How can I schedule a new activity from, let's say, just the one you put in a proposition? Okay. I'd like to create a new activity.
So let me see.
Isn't it? Can I? If you go
sure,
back,
sure.
I can take it.
Yes, sure.
What is it for? This little or I think it's there.
Yeah. It's
so clicking that button, I can see for every single record the activity is scheduled, but also that's not it. I can also create new activities. So let's take a look at the activity types that I can manage. So I've got emails, calls, meetings. Okay, it's going to be a meeting. I'd like to meet that customer.
Okay.
Let's put a short description.
Yeah, discussion about pricing, for instance. Okay.
All right. We can also put an advanced description with all the details, and but I can of course copy paste from an email.
Yeah.
That might be anything.
Just right here. Yeah.
And we schedule.
Okay. Let's schedule a meeting in here. Let's say it's just a discussion, just here, just for the sake of the example, and schedule a meeting. Okay.
Okay, cool. And now I land into the calendar so that I can schedule it. So, and that's super useful because as a salesperson, I will see the activity straight on the opportunity. I will also see it in my calendar. From the calendar, I can also send an invitation to the customer. Everything is integrating. That makes the system really absolutely great and useful.
So let's say that we are going to have this discussion here. So we can create. And
I've got a meeting in my calendar, so I can see it on my phone. I can also have it synchronized with Google Agenda.
Yeah.
So I think it's a top-notch and super efficient way to work. What do you think?
It's really great, and you can also when you first create it, you have a first entry. You can decide whether you are starting at an hour, the duration of your meeting, or if you're gonna be like busy the whole day. So you've got different options right here. You can also modify the description, or you can add tags. For instance, if you are dealing with a specific activity, you can say, okay, this is something I don't know, regarding an aspect from our business. You can set reminders so that you get a message directly from Odoo saying, hey, you get to be ready within 15 minutes because the customer is coming in. So yes, it's very, very great. And you can also add the locations if you are receiving these people directly in your office or you're going outside of your facilities, for instance.
How can I send an invitation to a customer, for instance?
So basically here, you can see that they are the attendees. So this is here, this is my email address will be used. Then you can also, for instance, let's say that we are going to invite as a stack, and we can, for instance, use the person we have here, the contact. So let's click on as a stack, and if we save, basically only you should add this information. And here from the invitation, you can see the person that will be attending. So in this case, it will send a message for my company, and normally you should also add as a stack and send the message to them.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, looks good. So yeah, that's a bit about the activity. So it's a new way of prioritizing. It's tough to say, but prioritizing. Your daily stuff, your daily to-dos. And that's something we have introduced in version 11. Actually, I think beforehand we had it, but just for the CRM. But we talked to ourselves. It's stupid. People might need that everywhere in the system. That's why we made it global and generic. So moving forward, you can use activities wherever in the system.
Let's take maybe another question I see here from Guy Forget.
Guy Forget. Are you playing tennis, Guy? No, just kidding. Oh. Are you thirsty, Richard? Because I am.
Go ahead.
We've been talking for more than an hour now, and yeah, it's still coming up for more than 2 hours. So you still have a lot of time to answer questions. So just for people just joining us. Are you okay with the water?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, for people joining us now, this is a live support session on all the functional aspects of Odoo. So whoever you are, whether you are a new user or an experienced partner, you might have some questions about the solution. You are likely wondering about, okay, I'm testing Odoo, it's great, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do this, or how to modify my invoices, how to do that. We've got the answers, guys. You are at a very good place. Just use the chatter to send out our questions, and we'll take them. We'll pick them up as they come to demonstrate the solution live.
So we were dealing with Guy Forget's question. So he said, "Hi guys, in V11, is it possible to show the image of the E category? We had it in the backend of on our e-commerce."
You can't. We don't have native options to do that automatically. What you should do here is, so it depends on how you would like to structure your website. But what you should likely do is creating a static page where you put static images showing all your product categories, and clicking every single image could take you to the shop page filtered on the right category. We can likely quickly demonstrate that going on the website. It's the first question about website. I like the this aspect of Odoo too. So let's take a few seconds to answer that. So let's go to the website. Yes, go to website.
Yeah, go to website. Okay. You have a soft spot for website, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's sort of baby for me. Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm doing a lot of work on website application here at Odoo. It's an application we would like to push to a higher level in the upcoming versions.
Okay.
It's already great, of course, but we know we can
Always improve.
We can always improve. Let's go to the shop page.
Okay, let's see here.
All right. So here are the products of my. Let's change the displaying. Clicking customize. Here, yes, you can actually change the displaying mode of this shop page, and you should turn down the list view.
Okay.
To get back to a grid view.
Okay.
Yes.
It's loading. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Then you on the left side you've got all the categories. Clicking every single category. Let's click one category.
Okay.
You'll see that you get a different URL. You see that
I see
URL?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means that you can redirect to this specific URL in order to filter on that specific category. So now let's create a new page in our e-commerce. So from the top right side, you've got the new button.
Yep.
Yes. So let's create a new page.
Okay.
And this page will be a showcase of all the product categories I have in my website. So product categories, let's say.
Okay.
Or our product catalog, you can call it whatever.
Okay. Just continue. Okay.
So this is a static page, a page I'm building and designing myself using the building blocks. So those nice templates I have on the left side. Actually, I can use one showing pictures. That's a good one.
Okay.
Let's have the text image and the image text.
This one?
The fourth one, the one before.
Just here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we have a good page structure. No, it's the same. Or the third one. Sorry.
Okay, so it's this one.
Okay.
Okay.
So those two blocks could be two different product categories. And what I could do is adding a call to action. So on this image, on this very image, I could add an hypertext link. So from the top bar, you can add an hypertext link there.
Here.
Yes, over here. And in the URL, you can type the category. Let's type the category computers.
Okay.
Okay. As you can see, all the categories referenced in your system will show up there. And yes, just
save it.
Yes. Did you select the right?
I think
URL?
I didn't.
Okay.
So I make sure.
No.
So if I say computer, okay, it's just.
Yeah, let's take this one.
Okay.
All right, this is the good category.
Okay. Then I can save it, I guess.
Yeah, there is something wrong with the displaying there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the link added a margin or something.
Yes, that's good. And then
no issue, but and now clicking this button, clicking these images, this will
get us
take
back to the computer section.
Yes,
which is great.
That's one quick way to do. I'm not saying that it's the only way to do it, but this is the quickest. Is the quickest one for a small e-commerce with categories that do not evolve on a recurring basis. I think it's a pretty convenient solution. Of course, otherwise we can go further in terms of automation with the backend. In case you create new categories once a week, you're likely not expecting to create to modify your website pages as often. But I mean, yeah, that's one way to do it. Otherwise, you can do further through customization by changing a bit the code of
Sure. By going to the CSS
of
and
the
HTML.
okay, of the HTML. Basically, how can I customize the HTML code of my pages?
So basically, let me see. So you can go if you are quite advanced. You might
course,
use
yeah.
the HTML.
I'm a designer. I know how HTML and CSS works, and I would like to customize it.
My page.
Yes,
and my code.
On my own. Okay, this is the way.
So you have the different section of your website just right here, and you might want to do it straight from there. But make sure that you know what you're doing, because you could mess with everything, but make sure that you are, I would say, like, just said it, an expert at it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is open for everyone, but if you feel like you can do it, just go ahead and you can edit your system.
That's of course in case of advanced scenarios,
Yes.
advanced things you can do with the native options of Odoo. But just as a reminder, you've got a lot of native options that enable you to customize the website to tailor your business. For instance, under Customize, so let's quit this.
Okay, let's close this. Okay.
And under Customize, for instance, here are all the options to activate or not regarding this shop page. And there are a lot of options. I can display an add to cart button or not, a button to add to comparison, to wish list. I can add a filter. I can add the categories, the product variant configurator. I can display in list view as we saw just before. So we can display a product description or not. So there are by default there are already a lot of options you can turn on or off in order to fit your expectations and the kind of business.
And so if your customers are registered and you would like them to get their own account, they can also use the show sign-in option. So
Yes.
you can create an entry and you can
To manage a customer portal.
exactly. You have everything from here.
Okay.
So
That's one thing. Also, on the other side, when design-wise, we also have the themes. I'm not sure we'll see them there, but if you go to the online platform you created before starting the video, going to apps.
Let's see. Yes.
Yeah, you can type theme as a keyword. Theme. Right. So you will find there all the design themes that are embedded into our solution. Those themes are exclusively available for online users. If you are using Odoo remotely on-premise on your own servers, basically you can buy them from odoo.com/apps, which is actually our app store. We can quickly go to the app store. The app store, the Odoo app store, is exclusively dedicated to on-premise users or on-premise and Odoo.sh users. Odoo online users get specific modules. Actually, they only benefit from it's already a lot, but they only benefit from the standard modules. But we have more than 250 modules by default, so it's already huge.
So you can find apps, you can find themes, you can find a lot of different modules and solutions for your.
So this app store, comes up with all the community modules, the modules not certified by Odoo but developed by our big and great community.
And you can find all these modules, and you can scroll and find solutions based on your needs. So if you're searching for a marketing tool, or you can just click on it and it will list all the applications that were created for marketing purpose. So for instance, and you have a top chart, you have the free modules, you have paid modules. You can also see all the different versions that they were created for. So if you're running an Odoo 11 or you're running an Odoo 8, just feel free to go through these categories. So I think it answers pretty well the question.
Okay, all
so
right.
let's maybe move to another one.
Yeah,
so let's see.
We need to catch up one more time. So Firozi Karamala is asking now. In Odoo 10, the accounting dashboard, awaiting payments and payments to due amount are showing correct actual due. It is showing total invoice amount, not total amount due. Okay, this is something you can report to our support. They will actually investigate the problem and provide you with an answer. So it's likely an issue we have to fix, maybe.
Yes.
We have sometimes people reporting little glitches or little things to correct. We've got the support form, so go to odoo.com/help, explain the problem, and we'll have someone checking this out ASAP. So thanks for doing that, Firozi.
So let's take the question from Bart Stelder. Is asking, would like to migrate from V10 to V11. So our script should be available end of January. Where can we find it? So basically, we've been working a lot on this migration. We are currently testing these scripts on hundreds of databases to make sure that it is working as expected. But normally these migration scripts should be ready pretty soon. So like you said, it should be here for the end of January normally. So,
yeah, okay. But actually, all the information about upgrades to new version 11 will be provided on odoo.com/upgrade.
Yeah.
Can we quickly go to that address to check this out? That's only for, of course, for on-premise users. For online users, the option to upgrade to version 11 will show up very soon in your database manager on odoo.com. So you go to odoo.com, you connect to your account, you open up your databases. There is a link there, for that, and within weeks you'll find a button to upgrade to version 11. This is, of course, an on-demand process. We do not upgrade you automatically.
Yes.
For the sake of the users and all your internal processes.
That for the moment we have the different database here, but very soon we'll get a button that would allow you to migrate. So
sorry guys, this screen is in French, but of course you will see it in your own language.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, but stay tuned. It's coming up.
Okay.
Christian K is asking, hey guys, what will be the simplest way to migrate existing PDF into Odoo? Is it possible to export source code from PDF, which is QWeb compatible? The question is, what would you like to do with those PDF? Is it to design a web page? What is it for? We have many ways to share digital content and medias with your website visitors or your customers, generally speaking. Could you just please be more accurate in your question so that we can provide you with a specific answer? Give us a concrete example and we'll check this out. Atef Makwa is asking now, is there a notion of retain at the source in invoice? It doesn't tell me anything. Retain at the source. Is it like down payment?
Yeah, something like
It's in case it's likely talking about down payment, so getting a first payment for business. Let's see how we can deal with that in Odoo. We can actually show the feature from the sales order, because it all comes to the sales order. Of course, you could create the invoice straight on. On this invoice, you can actually record different payments, so different partial payments, in case the customer pays in 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But of course, you can trigger that straight from the sales order. Let's have this. Let's switch to English, because
it's
in French it doesn't.
Maybe it was the other one. Let me see, because we had different runbot open. So let me see. Let's go to Odoo runbot. I think I had it saved here, just right here. Still in French. Wait, just doing this. So
otherwise, you go back to the database and you switch to
sure.
language.
I wanted to make sure. Okay, so let's save it.
But at least you can see that we are perfectly translated in French, for instance.
Okay, so let's get back to sale. Okay, we have here the
sales. Now let's invoice. Can we invoice it yet or not?
Quotation. No,
Okay,
we have to confirm. So
have to confirm.
All
right.
right here. Okay, so we can create an invoice here.
Cool.
With a down payment, for instance, in percentage or a.
So you come from an order, you get the approval of the customer. You can now issue a down payment invoice to get the first 30% of the amount as an advance to start working on the business basically.
Well, let's say that you can pay, for instance, like 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
You create the invoice.
Okay.
Here it is, and as you can see, the label of this invoice is down payment. Then you validate.
Of course.
Okay. From there, you can register the payment.
Here. And here we can say that the amount is equal to the 10% that we decided to invoice. Okay.
Right.
So let's say that we can validate it.
Cool. Now, getting back to the sales order. Yeah. So this invoice is now paid. You can start working. Once the job done, okay, you issue the final invoice.
So
you see the down payment on the sales order. So for a quick overview, actually, it's the sales order that will give you the all the information, and then let's create the invoice.
So let me see. From here.
Yeah, you have to scroll up a bit.
It's here. Okay. Create the final invoice, for instance. Let's say that, and we can deduct the down payment, of course. Create it. And this is, let me see, it's draft. It's here. So.
All right, and here is the final invoice, deducting the down payment. So I hope your question was about that. Otherwise, please be a bit more accurate so that we can answer the question. Yeah, it tells me something written at the source, but I hope it's related to that.
Okay.
Maybe we're wrong. We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so.
Okay, Guy is thanking us. Okay,
great. We have another question from Bastelder. So we have 5-year license on Odoo Enterprise. I want to add 2 extra users for the coming month. Is that possible? Of course, it's possible.
Yes.
If you want to add new users, you can, for instance, get in contact with your commercial person, so they can, update your contract. Or normally you can also create 2 new users in your database, and you'll get an upsell for this. So
I think your contract will be automatically updated. So create your users, and I think the contract on our side will be automatically updated. So
yes.
I think you don't have to worry about that. Of course, for any question you can refer to your
contact person.
Your contact person at Odoo, or if you don't have any, odoo.com/help.
And we assign you a contact person.
Yes.
Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah,
it was the wrong mouse.
So let me see. What is this? So
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the translation of French for.
For retain, yes.
Only for 1 month.
I mean,
5-year license. I couldn't. Yeah. You should add that question to your contact person. If you don't have any, as we said, contact all support. They will assign you to
to
someone. I'm not an expert pricing wise.
Sure.
so I couldn't
This is-
tell you how it works exactly with the year amounts and the months amount. I guess it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anything's possible, I think, more or less. So let's be positive.
Yeah, you will figure this out, Bart.
I think we don't have. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. So
Yeah, actually, I would like to just to check that. Yeah,
okay, let me see.
retain at the source to make sure we are dealing it the good ways.
Okay. So let's see here. So if you have any question, just feel free to drop us a few lines in the chat on YouTube. We are waiting for you. So for the moment, let's see if we've got some new questions. Here, no. So let's see here. So we have different. Let's say that we are gonna work through maybe the.
I think we were not right regarding the retain from the source.
Oh.
I think it was more a tax issue.
A tax issue.
Yeah, to
So let's see. I think we've got some new. So question. We need to. So here with Christian. So what he says, Christian said, yeah, we got many existing PDF created in the last years. For example, a special contract sheet or a printed order formula. No, we need them in order to send this to the customer pre-filled. So
I think that's a perfect question to introduce to eSign.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes, this is definitely it. So we've got the apps just here. So you can do it's maybe already import the document. So by here, then I have a document straight from here. But you can load your document and see if I have something. Store. Let's maybe do we have a document for this? Let me see. I'm gonna check.
No, you need a template. I don't think we have a template here.
No.
But yeah, let's get back to the documents to request a signature.
Okay.
Basically, actually, you can also import, upload your documents as you need them. So you keep them stored in another system, and as soon as you need it from Odoo to request customer signatures on approval, for instance, you upload it into the solution. Yeah, let's upload. Let's start from the very beginning, selecting. Well, no, let's take this example. You can of course upload your own PDF and then add some placeholders into the PDF to request some data from your business partner. Here is a template for an employee contract, for instance, and you can just simply drag and drop fields.
Yes.
The fields that show up
here at the top.
At the top, yes.
Of the screen, so you can, like Fred just said it, pick up the different pieces like signatures and just drag and drop it very easily at a specific location on your document, and it will allow the final user to complete the document. Okay. So I think.
And it's funny because we have used that system internally at Odoo to upgrade our contracts like one week ago.
Yes.
And it was in terms of experience, I was like, wow, it's so cool.
It's easy. It was very easy. We just had to add our initials and sign it and everything.
Yeah, because usually for admin office, printing all the employee contracts and stuff, it's really complicated. It's really tough. It's a long process, and with that, you just you just take your PDF, you just put the placeholders, you click send, you select all the recipients. That's it. And whenever someone signs it and approves the document, you get
an email.
You get an email of confirmation.
Yes.
So it's really smooth and efficient.
So you don't have to go to each office requiring people to sign it, and you save time and you take time or take care of your business faster. Okay.
And let's finish this up. We can press send once the template designed and.
for instance, like this.
Animate.
Okay, let's maybe just send it. You can write who is the person involved in this case. So you can put a HR responsible. Let's see, it's gonna be like test. We can create it here.
So the HR responsible will be the one notified by any response, and then you can select the employee. You can type admin, for instance.
Well, yeah, admin, or let's say that. It's admin in this case. Admin here. Okay, let's say the employee. The employee should be. Oh, that's not coming up.
No portal. No, you don't have anyone.
Let's say I'm just checking if can you in the list. Maybe user. Let's see, demo user.
All right.
Okay. We can send a copy to someone else if we want to. In this case, we won't use it. And this is the subject of your message that you can send. You can update it to whatever you like. So
sorry.
In this case, so we say, okay, this is a document for a let's say customer support, for instance. And this is the name of the document that the person received in our mailbox. This is gonna be the file, so we can send it just here. Okay, and so the message has been sent to the person who is involved in this. So let me see what we have here as a question. Let me see.
And actually, I got something to answer the tax. The return, return from the source. The question of I forgot from whom it was, from Atef. So to answer your question, you should actually go to our official documentation in accounting. You will find a topic dedicated to that. So how to manage withholding taxes. Actually, it's what you are looking for. So how to manage withholding taxes. You can actually even Google it, and it will take you to our documentation topic about that. But as I just said, it's not about payments. It's about taxes. It's the way you manage taxes with such intermediary taxes waiting for the payment. Actually, it's a way to record your taxes at the time of the time of the payment, I think, and not at the time of the invoice.
Okay, so you can find the answer.
Yeah, but all the information are provided in our documentation. But you've got it.
Yeah, I just went to this, and you can see that there are a lot of information that we provided in our documentation, and you have this for accounting or for other application like the CRM or the sales purchase. You have also dedicated space for using the features, all this kind of thing. And if you are technical, you also can find information about that.
And our documentation is very nicely structured. It's not like a long book to read. No, it's just a list of quick, frequent asked questions. So you just type something in Google, you'll get to the topic straight on. It's like a list of it's a fact.
Yeah. So,
cool. Christian, we did that question already.
Yes.
Document design and content. Is there a faster way to convert into XML, which I could copy into the views? Single document. Yeah, but again, what is it for? Is it you are talking about XML, but what is it for? Is it to display your or share your PDF from your solution with your employees? For that, we also have a tool on the website. On the website add-ons, we have an add-on called it's not Media. It's let's go to the App Store.
Let's see our App Store.
In the App Store, in the solution. It's a module to install.
So let's see here.
In the apps, you can type website as a keyword and search on the category.
Website. Oh.
No, you can keep apps, otherwise you're going to have all the...
Okay. Oops, I keep the apps.
Yeah. Website. under category.
Okay.
All right, and you've got yeah, the slides. Okay, the slides module is actually a kind of YouTube, and that help you share your documents internally through your website, internally or in public with all your website visitors. You've got the choice because we do manage access rights on those document and media channels. Okay. This is something you can use to share your documents with your employees or your visitors. So uploading all your files there, but maybe you can make convert PDF into yes. Every single document, design and content. It all depends on the kind of document, Christian, and what it is aiming to do.
So let's see. Bart Studer has got a question. How many companies can you serve with multi-company?
That was easy.
Yeah. Finally, we got one straightforward and one quick question. Not saying that all the previous questions were bad, but finally here we've got something that is easy to answer. Is as much as you can. You can create even thousands of companies. It will work. So I wish you all the success of the world to build all those thousands of companies. But yes, in case it happens, like a success story like McDonald's or anything like that, yes, it will work. You can manage those companies within a single Odoo environment.
Yeah, so basically what you do is that you go into the settings and you've got the companies. Yeah, you go straight to the companies and you can very easily create a new company and add it to your system. So you just type in, let's say it's a new company. You can just enter the partner TIN. You can type the address, for instance, like the state you're living in, or let's say it's going to be a test here, and the country. Let's say that we are working from Anguilla. Okay. You can also link the website, just right here, your phone number, email, all this kind of information. And if you have a connection to social media for your company, you can also add all this information right here. Okay, so you can just save it, right? And then you have your new company in the system, and you can quite easily toggle between each company. Okay, but to make sure that it's working for your user, you have to assign them to the different companies created in the system. So I think pretty much answers the question. So let me see here.
So for the new people joining us right now, welcome to this live support session. We do it usually every Friday or at the end of the month. And yeah, so this session we are here to help you. We are here to help on any functional aspect of the solution. You are trying out Odoo for the first time, or you would like to go further with the solution in fields you haven't touched yet. Well, we're here to help. Ask your question, we'll answer it live with the demo.
Of course. So let's pick another question. Let's see.
It's Ivo Verlac. I think it's not the first time I see Ivo in this live support, so I guess Ivo is liking it. Welcome, Ivo. I'm happy that you are coming back to us today. So it means that what we are doing today is really useful. So how to create contracts, auto-create contract for each year for invoicing, collecting work done, tasks not included in contract. Okay, so it means seeing a question. It means that you have already tried out the subscription application a lot. So we've got this subscription application. You can likely show it in the apps menu. Yeah, the subscription that you can install in your system in order to manage recurring invoicing. So you like to invoice plans on a monthly or on an annual basis. Well, you'll be able to do it very easily with the subscription app. You can also collect the payments with credit cards on an automatic fashion as well. And this is basically a tool to auto-generate invoices. what you are asking here, Ivo, is sounds a bit more advanced in a way that you like to make the invoiceable content dynamic. The subscription app allows you to, let's create a subscription for our people here or others to better understand what we are talking about. So a subscription is kind of an invoice template. It's an invoice template that the system will generate on a weekly, monthly, or annual fashion. But basically, the content of those invoices will be the subscription lines. What you're expecting here is making this content dynamic based on the time spent on tasks and etc. We don't have such things. And I'm not sure the subscription would be the best way to build up such a functionality. I would better, roughly speaking, I would rather start with the sales order mechanism to generate the sales order automatically, kind of, because the invoicing center, the base invoicing center in the system is the sales order. It's where you can easily manage and track what has been invoiced, what you should invoice over the coming days, etc. But we don't have such a function. It's a good idea, though. I keep this in mind because Odoo is evolving super fast. Every 2 months we release a new version. Every 2 months our online users benefits from improvements. So it's a fast-paced cycle. Okay. This is something we could add in the future, or this is something you could develop and sell through the App Store. Because through the App Store, any community members can share his ideas, his customized modules, and sell it, and so make money with it.
Okay, so let's see. So Ken Vax says.
But basically, because I'm still thinking about it because it sounds interesting. Maybe because if actually you can create you can just do it with a sale. I think a simple sales order. You record all the items, you invoice on a recurring fashion, then you encode timesheet and stuff on the same task, the same stuff, and then they will come up in the sales order in order to invoice, etc. Of course, this invoicing process from sales order is manual, but you can easily set up an automated action to do it on an automatic way. That might work. So this is to dig in. So in case you are in contact with an Odoo consultant, you can check this out with them. But I'm sure we can do something very easily with just a little customization.
Okay. So let's say we have here a question from Ken Vac. How to do year end and move profit to retain earning account. So
actually, it's automatic.
Yeah, from the new version on, the year closes automatically each 31 of the year, so you don't have to.
You can change that because actually you might close your fiscal year end of March or end of February. I don't know, for any reason. And the only thing you have to do in the solution to get the right and the proper accounting reports is to set a log date. The log date in the accounting settings will make sure that none of the users are encoding new entries in before the log date. So once the log date set, actually you are sure that the reports you see for a period are accurate, and that no one is no longer able to post entries before.
So like Fred just said it, you can log date for the users here, and you can log date for the non-advisor, so people not dealing directly with your accounting.
Yes, and you can check this out in your reports. Those entries will be managed automatically. The system is doing that for you, and it's super cool because for an accountant, dealing with that is kind of complicated. With any traditional accounting software, sometimes it's a mess because you have to compute everything by hand, etc. I've seen that in lots of companies, you know, Richard. And thanks to Odoo, from version 9 on, I think,
Yes.
we've got something automatic that is computing those new year entries automatically.
So it's going to be faster.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move to the next question. It's Rainer Anaski. He says, is there any way to invoice from a subscription and from timesheet at the same invoice? We don't want to send 2 invoices, one for the monthly fee and one for the service we did provide. So,
well, at the first time, it will all start with a sales order. In the sales order, you will have the line for the subscription and for the timesheet. So the invoicing from the sales order, at least the very invoice to issue to the customer will come from the sales order. This invoice will include all those 2 items, and then of course, both the timesheets and the subscription will follow their own path. With different invoices, but at least the first invoice created from the sales order will be for both aspects. Yep.
Covering both. Okay. So I think it pretty much answers the question here in this case. So let's see. How do I delete invoice, payment, and journal from application and database? Is there any checkbox or setup available?
No. As we said before, by law, it's totally forbidden to delete confirmed accounting things like confirmed invoices, posted journal entries, posted payments, etc. By law, you can't do that. You can, with a module that is not permitted in some countries, you can cancel them in order to modify them, but you can't delete them. As soon as you confirm an accounting document, it gets a reference, a unique reference, and there is no way to remove it. So there is no way to create a new document and use the same reference. No. As soon as you confirm, a unique reference is printed on the document, and it's inalterable. Yes, the best way to recover from errors is to create refunds or back moves. Like you create a payment and you create an opposite payment, things like that. Or you from an invoice you create a credit note. Maybe we can show how it works today, how to create credit notes from confirmed invoices, because there's something. Yeah, let's go to the invoice straight on.
So let's see here.
Yeah, you can go to the accounting module.
Yeah. Accounting module directly. Okay, let's do that.
All right. Yeah, let's open up
invoices.
So here is the accounting dashboards where I can see what's going on in every single journal: the customer invoices, the vendor bills, my credit card account, my PayPal account. All those aspects of my financial activities will show up in the dashboard. Let's validate this invoice, and then god damn it, I forgot to change the customer reference on this invoice. I need to change it. What can I do? Well, it's simple. You'll add a credit note.
Okay.
There is a button to recover from errors or from any issue, and then in this case, I will select the third option. Reason, error, encoding mistake, for instance.
Okay.
And actually, it's better to do it that way rather than canceling when it's allowed in the country, of course. Because that way you keep a full traceability on what's going on in the system. Right. So here is the credit note. Generate. No. I think we. So here was to cancel the invoice, but actually
we click on the third on the modify invoice. So
okay. All right.
So yes, that was the credit note we created here. Let me see. Wait,
But I should get a new invoice,
yeah.
a draft.
So by not saying you move directly to the other one.
Maybe
so,
we select the wrong mode. Let's do it
Yeah.
again at credit note.
so
You can press the button.
okay. So let me see. Create note here. Let's see. Try create
Cancel
modify create.
and create a draft invoice. Actually, with this one, you should land in the draft invoice straight
Yes.
on. Let's try this out
Yeah.
one more
Okay.
time.
Okay. Right. We have to de-reconcile it.
Okay, let's start from another invoice then.
Yeah. Or you can do that here.
Oh yeah, on
Yeah.
the reconcile, yes. Of course.
Okay. It's just moving to this view.
Yeah,
here.
I think we should check this out because what I'm expecting here is a draft. So we'll write this down and check this out with the support team because
Yeah, sure.
we should. There is likely a draft created, but I should land into it.
Directly into
Of
it,
course,
yeah.
here it's a demo database, so it might
Have
be
been
possible.
modified, yeah.
that
Someone
it has been
modified the-
modified by someone, but
So the behavior is not like expected. Okay.
so basically that's the way to recover from mistakes. You keep this on. You click add credit note to recover.
Okay. Let's see. We have another question from Gonzalo Garcia Esteves.
Buenas tardes.
I would like to know if it's possible to work with several company identification in relation with tax. So,
Yeah, I think the question is related to multi-companies, and yes. I would even say it's an easy question.
Was easy.
That was easy, yes, indeed. Because thanks to the multi-companies environment, so the ability to manage several companies into one Odoo environment, each of those companies can have their own life, their own accounting life. They will all have their own chart of account. They all book statements. And it's also true in terms of taxes, in terms of revenue, in terms of expenses, in terms of taxes. So you'll be basically able to issue a specific tax or accounting reports for every single company of your environment. So the answer, one more time, is yes.
it's possible.
Yes.
So, let's see. So, Bart Stelder. Hello, Bart. How can I set default notification setting for followers? So, let me see.
That's a very good question, Bar. It's something we can do at different places in the software. The first one, let's take the sales aspect because it will work all the same way throughout the system. But let's start with the sales.
Okay.
When it comes to the sales, you can make the notifications automatic for all your sales documents, and the way to do it is using the sales teams or the sales channels. That's the new name.
Okay.
In the new versions. Going to configuration,
Okay.
you will have the sales channels.
Okay. Just right here.
So let's have the America team,
Okay.
and in this form, in the followers,
Okay.
you can actually add new followers. So you can invite your salespeople.
Let's see. Yeah.
Demo, you can type demo here. That should be one user. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I can add followers, and then clicking the button here, you can edit the notification behaviors. So clicking the pencil, yes.
Okay.
So for that single person, you can actually decide what should be tracked by that people. Of course, the users can change that on their own, but here is the admin and the ability to, for instance, to create notifications whenever an invoice is created, confirmed. The same for the leads, when a lead is created, when a stage is changed, no opportunities.
It's quite comprehensive, yes.
When an opportunity is won, lost, etc. So this is something you can manage at different places of the software. When it comes to sales, it's in the sales channels. When it comes to the project management, it's on the project itself. You will see the exact same configuration on the project form, and so on and so on. For the HR department, you will have that on the job positions, the different jobs you set up in the system. You will have the ability for the users of those specific departments to be notified on specific events.
See, it's really everywhere where Fred just told us to check and just write.
So I hope it answers your questions. Of course, that's the default behavior, and then on a case-to-case scenario, you can edit those notification preferences at the very document as well. Exactly the same way using the chatter. John Wisby now. Hello, John. Someone is already looking into this for me. I have one reply saying how it works is fine, so I've replied with why isn't, and I'm waiting again for another reply.
So, okay, that's great.
Awesome.
Okay. Also, John.
Next question from John.
Why do orders link to partner addresses? If a front-end e-commerce user changes their address in their account, all previous orders change to that address too. So,
yes, it's true, and actually that's a good thing. That's a good thing because at first, to manage your contact directory, it's better. This behavior is suitable to not duplicate the number of contacts you have in the system. Also, the official documents of your system are stored in the database. When you print out the final invoice of a business, whether it comes from e-commerce or from another sales channel, the printed document won't change. So even if the address of the customer changes in the system, what you see on the PDF won't change. It will keep the initial addresses, and it's true for such business documents. So for that reason, we don't think it's a good idea to store a specific address on the very sales order.
Let me see.
Doesn't solve the problem. Okay, actually, so that solution was already suggested.
Okay.
One thing, and the PDF says another. If they move, the RP shouldn't be wrong. But what matters, in terms of accounting, what matters to me, I think we should check that with our accounting experts. But what matters to me is basically the journal entries, and the journal entries do not specify the address of the customer. You see the contact, but that's it. It doesn't imply anything. The right taxes and so on were computed from the effective address at the time of the business, and that address is visible on the PDF. So, yeah. But we have millions of people using the solution to manage their sales and invoices, and everything is all fine with that. And I think actually it's a good thing, because indeed in some softwares you have to re-enter your addresses every time. And here, thanks to thanks to this customer database, it's making the process way more efficient. But at least even if you are expecting that into your solution, this is not something we have in standard. So that would, if you really need that for whatever reasons, I don't know all your case, John, but you should maybe do some customization with a support pack. For instance, we do provide customization packs to make sure Odoo entirely fit your expectations and your kind of business.
Okay, let's see now. Let's see, we've got a question from Christian K. Just one other question. Our SEO agent told us that we need to add canonical tag for the website. Does it work in Odoo, and how? So,
was easy.
Yes. Okay, because we've got some configuration screen for SEO. So let's go to the website. So we are turning now to the website and the way we promote pages on search engines like Google, Bing, etc. So let's open up any page of the website. So going to the front end.
Okay.
We'll see how it will work.
Okay.
So this is the home page. It's empty for now, but let's put some content.
Okay.
And my, let's say, Richard, we manage a computer business. We sell computers.
Okay.
We are computer resellers. So at least we should put some keywords on this page like computer, buy a computer. In the title. Let's put in the title, buy a computer, a marvelous computer, super powerful.
Oops. Like this.
Computer, all right. That's the key. That's the keyword we need to go to move forward. Now, okay. Let's say this home page is ready. I'd like to promote it on Google. I'll do it. So clicking save.
Yes.
I'll be able to set tags in under customize.
Okay.
No, under promote. Sorry. The next. Okay. Optimize SEO. That's the tool you've got to use. To make the referencing better for this very page. At first, you should put a meta title and description. So this is the content that will show up in Google in the Google ranking. So put a page and a description that, of course, matches the content of the page. Huh? So the keywords used through the page must be referred in this to be really effective.
Okay.
So computer seller, for instance.
Okay.
That will be the name of my company.
Okay.
In the description, you'll put we sell computers.
Okay.
And then we've got a tool to search on the keywords. So my business is about computers, so the first keyword that comes to my mind is, of course, the computer. So let's type computer.
Okay.
Pressing add, the tool will give you the most popular searches associated to the word computer in Google. And based on that, you should select the most keywords possible that are related to each other. And the goal is that those keywords are related to each other, as I just said, but also that those keywords are well referenced in the content of your page. Not only in the text, but also in the titles, etc. And that's what will make your referencing, that's what will optimize your referencing on Google.
So it'll be better ranked. Is that what
Yes.
you mean? Okay.
So if you type computer shows up in green, meaning that it will help for good referencing, because computer is in one of the title of my page. It was said in the H1 of my building blocks, so it's good. And we have to do that for a lot of keywords, a maximum 10 per language. So in case your website is translated in a few languages, you will be able to set keywords per languages. And of course, the goal is to select the most keywords that are related to each other.
Okay. To make it the most accurate and get more leads, for instance.
Of course. Okay. So here in the computer, I see desk. Okay, so let's click desk.
Okay.
For now, desk in my list of keywords shows up in gray, meaning that it's not well referenced in my pages. So it means it's not really efficient. So what I should do to solve that is to add this keyword into the content of my website. We can do that.
Yeah, I can save here and go into
Yes.
my content.
Let's do the example.
Okay.
Marvelous. Let's replace marvelous by desk. Just a quick example, of course.
Okay.
All
Save
right.
it.
And then now, when going back to this promote tool, I will see now desk showing it in
It's a blue in here.
okay in the content of the page.
On the page.
That's what you should do for every single page that you like to be referenced on Google. One thing regarding the referencing is the ability to to activate or deactivate the referencing. You are building up your website. You don't want it to be referenced on Google, so you go to the page manager. So when saving, you click content.
Okay. Let me see.
That's the first.
Yes, it's here.
You can click the page properties.
Okay.
All right, and over there under publish, from there you can of course update the URL of the pages of your website, and you can turn down indexed, for instance.
So do you mean that by turning this button off, robots will not crawl
Yes.
into the website?
You got it.
Okay, so I don't have to go into fancy stuff and go into the code.
That's
Just do that.
straight from the interface. You can turn this off.
Oh, great. Right.
For a short while, as long as you want.
Which
You can also publish the page at a specific date.
That's great too.
Easy, yeah.
You
If
don't
have a
have to
specific launch date for your website.
You don't
for
have to
instance.
think about it. Just say, okay,
Yeah.
I dropped this in within 1 week, and you just turn it
That's
on.
the kind of new options we have introduced in Odoo 11 a few months ago.
Okay.
So hope it answers your question.
Let's see.
Was it from?
Let me see. Let's see.
Okay, from Christian.
Yes, Christian.
Chris. Okay, good. John's coming back. Thanks, but you have ignored my last point about it. Possible, it's possibly going to the wrong address and disagree about the whole concept. Okay, it is what it is. It works. So we can't change that at least right here. Of course, we are very happy to collect all the feedback from our users, and we have a full team of dedicated people analyzing the feedback from our users in order to improve Odoo. So
Yeah.
I think we can definitely
Take this into account.
report this your advice to them, and we'll see what they say.
Okay. So let's see here. So let's see here with Bart again.
And also because I'm reading again the remark of John, it's possibly going to the wrong address. Yeah, it's likely maybe he's likely maybe talking about the inventory. Yes, in case of two orders with so you let's imagine you place an order, you change you have a delivery address, then you place a second order on the next day, and you change delivery address that was used in the first order. Basically, yeah, there is maybe something to improve, but this for sure it's improvement. What the customer should do, maybe it's not yet enough obvious in the system. This is something to figure out, and we'll not test that today, but at least it deserves to be double checked intern here at Odoo is how we making clear for the user that modifying the address will actually impact current orders in process. Okay, I see your point, John, and we'll try to deal with that internally.
Let's see, Boston again here. Concerning adding users for a limited time, this is not possible if you have a contract for a longer time.
If you have a contract for a longer time,
should get exactly so.
I think it's about changing a contract. It was
for a short period, you mean? By introducing new users, maybe, and removing them.
It's not possible if you have a contract for a longer time. Yeah, this is something I think it's still the question about the enterprise contract. You should check this out with your sales representative.
Sales rep, yeah. So feel free to get in touch with them at the address we show you at Odoo Contact. So you can get in contact with one of this person. Let's see here. There's another question here.
Okay, it's still about this issue.
Okay.
All right.
So Then we have John here.
So it doesn't work. Customer then decides
Decide
to change the address.
in their account before the order is shipped.
That would go. Yeah, so I do agree. I do understand the issue, John. Of course, what we can do now, because even here we are talking about improvement. Improvements are not introduced into the solution within days. We need a few weeks to think about it, to design it, to check that with engineers and stuff. But at least what you should do, John, is be in contact with one customer representative here at Odoo. It will analyze your need and check this out with our consulting department, how we can help you out with your need. Because we can customize Odoo. We can do what you are trying out right now is the standard solution, but on top of that we can do anything you want in terms of customization. But the first step is to discuss that with a customer rep. And I think the best way, what you should do is schedule a call with one of our advisors. So go on odoo.com and you click, let's show this button again to John, might be useful.
Okay.
Because there is no reason to wait. Maybe we can suggest you a piece of customization that will make you happy and that will make you enabled to start selling with Odoo in no time.
So you can
you go to our website, you press schedule a demo, and that's it. Within days you will be in contact with an Odoo expert, and he will analyze the need and advise you with about what we can do. Yeah, the kind of support we can
provide you with.
We can provide for you to start selling with Odoo ASAP.
So let's see.
Okay, so next question from Firozi.
Karmala.
I'm personally in love with the Odoo since I started using from September 2017.
Great to hear.
I'm really delighted to see such comments. Currently, we are only using free one app as accounting. We are planning to add more modules from March.
That's
okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's cool to see. So there are a lot of happy people with Odoo, and they even express it. So
that's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Firozi.
And we are working hard to
do that.
To keep you happy, of course.
So let's see. We have a question from David Arnold. So post sessions do not close with a lot of orders. Have you hit that problem too? So,
I've never experienced that because the post orders can also be recorded offline, so they are stored in the browser cache. No, I've never seen that. I've never seen any issue about that. But in case of specific issue, go to odoo.com/help. Explain the problem, the number of orders you are experiencing, the kind of issue that shows up, and one of our technical consultants will take a look at that very soon.
Yes.
But normally, Odoo is designed to manage thousands and thousands of orders. So.
Of course.
But let's see. Maybe in specific scenarios, you might encounter some issues.
Okay.
They will figure this out.
Okay. So another question from Firozi Karamala. I know this is the same. I think that popped up at the same time. Let's see. From B Smith, I can see that there is a lot of logging built into Odoo, but I can't see how to find this in Odoo Online. This would be very helpful when trying to set up things like LDAP servers. So,
no, I think you can connect to Odoo using LDAP servers, and I think there is an options in the general settings dedicated to that. Let's throw a quick look to that. In the general settings, you remember, Richard, a bit earlier today we were talking about Google integration.
Yes.
It's in the same section of the settings.
So general settings, you said.
So going to general settings.
Okay, let's see. You were here.
Yeah, you've got the LDAP
authentication.
authentication.
Yeah, you can.
So you can
Tick it.
press this.
Okay, so this page and come back here.
So you need to save.
Yes.
Then when going
With-
back,
Yeah, it will enable the option.
I think to enter your LDAP server credentials, I
Yeah.
guess.
So let's wait a bit. It's loading.
Okay, so Bismith, I don't know exactly your name, but yeah, for any issue with that, yeah, you feel free to contact our support. They will check this out. But no, as far as I know, it should work with both Odoo on-premise and Odoo online.
Okay. So
So David Arnold is now giving us more details about this POS issue with about 200 orders. 200 orders, yeah, it's a lot. Congratulations to get 200 orders per day. It's yeah, business-wise, it's a great achievement. But in terms of Odoo, Odoo has been designed to manage many more orders, so you can keep growing. Don't worry. There is likely an issue with your very system. So open up a ticket, odoo.com/help. You know the story now, and they will check this out.
okay. So we just enabled the LDAP authentication, and you see that, and you
You've got
get
a link now.
yeah, you get a new link that you can press and start to put the setting on. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
So let's see. Another question.
Okay, no other questions so far. Okay, so for those of you who join us right now, welcome everybody. This is a live support session, a functional support session. We are here doing 3 hours answering all your questions you might have about Odoo. Whatever application is about, it could be might be about CRM, about project, manufacturing, inventory, accounting, the website, e-commerce. Yeah, feel free to use the chatter to communicate with us. We take the questions as they come, and we answer live with a demo, so that everybody can follow and learn. Because that's also the goal of such session. It's for other
Sharing
people to
knowledge.
learn. Yeah, it's sharing knowledge. That's a good community spirit, as I used to say.
Okay, let's see.
Are you thirsty, Richard? Because we've been talking now for 2 hours, more than 2 hours. You good?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
So LDAP works with Odoo Online, which is great, but it would be good to see the error log if this is possible, so that I can fix some glitches. This is in Enterprise, but I can't find it online. So,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Odoo Online, you can't see the logs of your database because those logs are managed by our technical guys. Of course, for issues, in case issues happen, yeah, our technical people will investigate. You just need to open up a support ticket.
and we'll
And,
have a look into it
mm.
ASAP. So, let me see here. There's no question from Evo. Invoicing, so similar like variance template, need a quote invoice with 10 options, of which the customer buys only 3. The rest is optional, and a reminder it did not buy, so should not have price 0. So, so you mean here? Let me see.
Of course, yeah, we have quotation templates,
Okay.
so we can likely show that to the people today. The quotation templates allow the salesperson to easily populate a quotation using a template. You select it, and bam, all the sales order lines and the options show up. It also provides the customer with a super clean and modern online interface to go through the quotation, check and take some options, kind of an upsell, take some options and validate and even pay the order online using payment merchants like PayPal, Authorize.net,
Yes.
Ingenico, etc. That's the goal of quotation templates. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at this quotation where the first step is of course selecting the customer,
Okay, let's
then
one.
quotation template.
Okay.
All right, let's
We have
have the
it.
partnership contract.
Okay. Okay.
And as you can see, the template comes up with default products and suggested products. Those are the optional products
Yes.
that will show up to the customer. So let's now save and have a preview of this.
Okay. You can save here.
Yeah, and click the preview button, the fourth one.
Okay, let's click on this.
And
Okay.
so this is what the customer sees at the end with a description of your company. If you scroll down, you'll see the very description of all the products.
Yes.
Online trainings, technical trainings. Those are the two products of my quotation, and then the pricing and the suggested products that the customer can add
Yeah, if he wants to.
as they will.
Okay.
So that's the online quotation. It's super easy to
use.
build up.
Yeah.
Because it's using the same mechanism than the website builder with a drag and drop and a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get editor. So it's super convenient and very easy to do. Then you can press accept and sign or pay online using, here it's a signature.
Yeah,
for
you can
instance.
do it like this for sure. And accept and sign. This is loading now. Maybe I did something wrong here. Okay.
Slightly, you've been like a bit disconnected. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's how it works.
Okay.
Right.
So let's see now.
And so let's get back to the question.
Yes.
So that's just an introduction about quotation templates. Super useful. To turn this on, you've got this option in the sales settings. So let's go to the sales settings to show them how to start with that.
Let's go to the settings then.
Yeah, the settings. You don't have the quotation templates by default. It's an advanced option. And this will show up under
Let's see.
under the quotation section. So a bit down. Yeah, you've got the so-called quotation template on the left.
Yeah. You can. It's already ticked, so there's no need to do it. As we just use it.
Okay, so going back to the question now, like your customer buys only 3, the rest is optional, and the reminder he did not buy should not have price 0. Okay, so I hope we answer the question with that. I don't really get the issue, so yeah, sometimes I need to read a couple of times to understand. Need a quotation with 10 options. Okay, so that's something you can do with the subscription template.
Yeah.
The quotation template,
Yes.
of which the customer buys only 3, the rest is optional, and a reminder should not have price 0. But well, I think it's fine. Yeah, for any issue with that solution, Evo, you should report that to the support. They will help you out.
Maybe
with
the
that.
product was created with a price to 0. It's maybe why it's showing 0.
I don't know, but normally,
No,
the
it
options have their own prices,
Yeah,
and
sure.
if you decide to add an option, I mean, this price is added to the total of the order. It's
Okay,
how
sure.
it should work. Okay, I think we can now take a look at the next question from Madi Nukrati. Nukrati, I hope I pronounce correctly. Nukrati. Hello guys, can we manage product localization in product level, corridor, shelves? What is the use of localization information in stock location level? So
Yes.
indeed, in the invoice, in the
You
product form,
So let's see here.
I think you can. I don't know.
No.
It has changed. I think it's now at the location
If you go
level. I don't remember. It was
if with the X and Y.
yes,
Yeah.
with the
So
coordinates.
with the coordinates, it's directly from the inventory, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yes. Let's have a check. Okay. So this has to be with the, let me see. So warehouse locations. Obviously, yeah. See if
I think it's a good question. Nadia, I couldn't say. Let's take a look at the fields. Beforehand in the do, it was, yeah, indeed, you've
Yeah,
got this.
here. Okay.
Any tooltip? Because the first thing to check is about tooltip. Is there any tooltip about?
Option location.
Okay,
localization
it's
is happening.
as said by the tooltip here. It's just only for information. So in case you create, because if you manage a big warehouse, you should create locations for every single rack that you
Okay.
have in your warehouse, and this is basically to easily manage those data. So rather than having all those coordinates in the name of the location, you have specific fields, so that it's easier to retrieve afterwards, etc. So just for management purpose.
Okay.
And then, yeah, actually, if you want to add such fields in the product form, you can do it.
Sure.
The question is how? How can we customize the product form?
Are you speaking about
Golden
Studio?
question now. Let's. What's the answer?
Studio?
Yo!
That was easy.
Of course, that was easy. Okay, we haven't talked about Odoo Studio so far, so I think it's a good starting point. We have Nomadi that would like to add some fields in the product form. The
So
question is how.
So basically what you can do is make a choice between all the fields you have here. If you have already existing fields, you can use these, but you can also create new ones. So in this case, what would you suggest?
Actually, we have already the fields there, so let's go to the product. I would like to update the products. If you click master data, you should in the top bar menu, you should find the products.
Okay.
Okay. Using Studio, so Studio is basically a module that allows you to customize the other modules or to build your own modules from scratch. And here we are navigating through the interface to customize it. In this case, we'll update the products with new fields about the giving the storage coordinates.
Okay.
Let's open up the form.
Okay. Let's see. Now I have to.
You have to switch, I think, here.
Here.
The first one.
Oh, sorry. Form one.
Good.
Okay.
So here is the product form. We should add those fields under inventory tab.
Okay. Just here.
Yes,
Okay.
and for instance, we can, under traceability or under logistics, add the 3 new fields about storage coordinates.
So let me see.
So you can add any kind of field, a selection field, a checkbox, date field, simple characters, absolutely any kind of field. You've got all the lists
Okay.
here.
Let me see. I'm checking for it.
So they're likely not existing
No.
here, but you
No.
can
Create them.
create them from scratch. You can use
This one.
text. Yes.
So in the logistics, just right.
Logistics will have 3 new fields.
Is here.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
You
then
can-
you can change the label
say,
X.
X, for instance. Yes. That's okay.
Then we add a new field. You can add a tooltip
Yeah.
for
Yeah. For
users.
instance, it's this is the location. For instance, this is the location of the product. For instance.
All right.
You can add another one.
Cool. Yeah.
So just
So just a drag and drop, just like building a website. Here it's customizing the screens to tailor to your to make Odoo perfect and suitable for your business. You can customize. You can remove sections. You can do pretty much whatever you want with the default screens in order to have something super effective for your
last one,
users.
just here. Okay. This is the last one. Okay. This is the last location, let's say. Oops. Type last location, let's say like this. Okay.
Cool. And now we can close and.
Okay.
And I really like Studio because it's like the website. It's what you see is what you get. You drag the new things and you directly see at a glance what it looks like
So we have
in the final interface. And
So
here it
we-
is.
so we have the new field, so you can customize it at your will. So if you want to add just a line with a description, you can use a certain kind of field. So feel free to choose between all these different ones and make it Boolean if you want to make it char, if you need to put text, or just make it as you'd like it to be. Okay?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. We are doing a bit like TV shopping to demonstrate that, but it's at least you see how useful it is. It's new, so it's likely that you haven't tried Odoo Studio yet. I invite you to test. It's like any other application. It's available in the App Store, Odoo Studio, available in Odoo Enterprise. So if you want to benefit from this wonderful tool, you need to upgrade to Odoo Enterprise or Odoo Online. Odoo Online is Odoo Enterprise. Yes, and it's not only about customizing screens, it's also about customizing reports, about bringing automated actions to the system, sending emails automatically based on specific events. It's about creating new records automatically based on events as well, etc., etc. There are many things you can do thanks to Odoo Studio in order to personalize, to customize your Odoo environment to make it the perfect tool, perfectly adapted to 100% adapted to your business.
And do you mean that you can customize and bring new options, new fields to your system without knowing all the mumbo jumbo behind it? So you can quickly do it. That's the idea.
Yes, yeah. That's the goal of doing it. Also in terms of automated actions, you can actually build up your own automated actions on your own without any single technical knowledge. It's what I really like in that solution. And that's just the first step. Our engineers are already working on the next improvements, the next versions of this tool, and that's going to be absolutely awesome.
Okay, so let's see. Another question.
I think the question is now...
So let's see.
Bart is asking how to activate the customer portal in version 11. Thank you, Bart.
That was easy.
Yes. Let's go to the settings. It's in the settings of your system. If you go to either general settings or the website settings, you will find there
I think it's
two, because it's mostly related to a website.
No, let's go to website then. Okay. Let's see.
Also, something we have improved regarding to the settings is the navigations. Beforehand, you had to switch from one application to another to check the settings. It was kind of annoying. And now, with this new tool and the left sidebar that you have, you can easily navigate through the options of all the apps installed in your system. You can also use the search bar, because the search bar will search on all the applications. For instance, let's type in the search bar portal. Portal. Let's try portal.
Yeah.
No, portal. No, account maybe.
Let's see.
Yes, and here you see the configuration of the customer account, which is the portal name.
Okay, so
and this is it. It's pretty much all you need to do. You just need to choose your mode, B2B, which is a locked portal when you send invitations on request to specific customers, or a free sign-up process, which is mostly dedicated to B2C business, where customers can create their own accounts on their own.
Okay,
that's it. So checking this option and choosing the mode will do it.
let me see.
Yeah, of course, you likely don't see the option because website is not installed. So the first step to do, of course, is to install the website builder application.
So let's see here. Yeah, customer web portal. Yes.
Okay,
this is it. Yeah. So there's another question from Gonzalo Salazar. How can I use Odoo for a gym? I think
yes,
you definitely can.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not? Could you not use Odoo for gym? Yes, of course you can do it. It depends on it depends on what you like to do with Odoo. Is it to manage your agenda,
Or
to
promoting
the events? I think the website part with the events management, the ability to take appointments as well, might be interesting. So you can check this. You should check the website application and all the related apps. We see some of them here with blogs, the e-commerce, the media and forum. I'm not sure it will it will be useful in your case, but going to the App Store. Let's go to the App Store maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So within the system, you mean?
Within the system, yes.
Okay.
Of course. In the App Store. Yeah, take a look at all those apps. I'm sure that a lot of them will be useful for you. I'm thinking about the website, of course.
But also maybe a subscription if you want to get.
Yes,
the
you can
revenue,
also
for
use
instance.
the subscriptions for your for
for
all
customers,
the visitors to
pay their monthly,
to pay the monthly plan you know,
yeah. So you don't have
to benefit from your services. And yes,
Yeah,
there are many things that will help you out in those applications. But yeah, starting with website and subscription might be a
good start,
very
yeah.
good starting point.
And afterwards, we could also advise you to maybe use the application for, the question you might ask to your customer: are you happy with the service? For instance,
Yes.
you have an application for that too, so you can say, okay, what do you think of the gym? What you'd like you to have as a new machine? For instance, you can use this application to do that. So, like
Yeah, we
one
have
here,
we have a
server
survey
application. just here.
survey application that you can send on an annual basis, on a monthly basis,
Exactly.
to monitor your customer satisfaction,
Okay.
etc.
Okay. So let's see.
Okay, so Ivo was happy with our solution we just provided. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, in case we provide you with a solution that really help you. Yeah, just don't hesitate to tell us. It's of course always delighting to see such comments. You can also donate because we don't get paid. We just get tips, as we used to say in the States. So yeah, there is a little button to donate $1 or $2. Might be cool.
Might grab a beer.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's see if we have another question.
That's it for now.
Yeah. And I think we might also say this is the session today is maybe the session for
But it's actually moving forward. You won't have a live support like every week. We'll likely do it twice a month or once a month. But at least we'll better advertise it. So you'll get notifications. You will see it in our list of events, etc. But we'll keep it. We'll keep it, but just a bit less often than on a weekly basis. Of course, you can join us on all the social networks.
Yeah,
We
of
are
course, yes. On
we
Twitter,
are
for instance,
very
we are
active on Twitter, on Facebook.
on YouTube too. We have our own channel, of course. And
Yes, of course. And of course, the more you donate, the more you tweet about those live sessions, the more you motivate us to continue those sessions, because we are really we are really sure that this is useful to our community, and that we have to maintain such services.
of course,
Okay, I give you one last questions to end up that session today. Andrew Young is asking if using online form in membership context can form law and collect info using if that logical works depending on the responses. I'm not sure of that.
No.
You have to check this out
Yeah.
with the server application, but I'm not sure that it's much simpler than that. We don't go that far. Yeah, for the sake of making the system super intuitive.
you can make a field mandatory. That's
Yeah, you can make mandatory fields, things like that. But conditional fields. I'm not sure that, but to check this out, I
Sure,
haven't played with that application in a while, but yeah, maybe. And last question from Satya Yadav: how to check gamification challenge amount status? Means how many amount is remaining to complete the challenge. This should be something visible in the gamification dashboard. So going to the employee application, you will see the gamification. Gamification is an application to manage challenges of your employees. For instance, for your sales floor, you like to make a contest, a closing contest on the amount closed every month. You can set up such challenges so that it's using Odoo is
funnier.
Is funnier.
Funnier
So
than ever.
using those challenges, you can also manage rankings of your people on any kind of record of your database. Might be on sales, but also on other aspects. But I mean the amounts should be updated real time on this. In case of any issue, that we have the support team, Satya.
So,
I think that
more
we
or
are
less-
pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's already time to say goodbye. Of course, you don't run alone for any issue with the system. While we're there, we are here to help on
Yes.
Odoo.com.
/help, for instance, or check our documentation, or just like Fred said earlier, go to our social application. You can ask a few questions there too, and don't forget to like our post, to share
We
the
also have
video.
webinars.
Yeah,
We have the
the
webinars every
yes.
Thursday. Every webinar is focusing on one specific application or one specific business need. Those take place every Thursday. So don't hesitate to subscribe from our website, Odoo.com. I really like that session. What about you, Richard? How was it?
That was the very first one, so that's cool.
You made a great job. You made a great job, and
And thank you for being such a good teacher.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So that's it for now. We will see you soon, like in maybe 2 weeks or 1 month. And in the meantime, take care
Have a good
and
day.
enjoy your do.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.